You may have heard that interest rates are above 6%, which is completely true. The average mortgage interest rate for a 30-year fixed rate mortgage is in the mid sixes. And you might be thinking, that's way too high. I definitely can't buy a house. Did you know that it's actually still possible to get an interest rate of 4.5%? And this isn't an option that only exists for people with a huge down payment or perfect credit or tons of money. This is actually available to a lot of purchasers, and many don't know about it. The most common way that buyers are getting interest rates in the mid fours right now is by using something called a 2-1 buy down. A 2-1 buy down is essentially buying down the interest rate. The best part is that this comes at like no out of pocket expense. You do not have to bring a lot of cash to your lender and say, here, I want this interest rate. The seller can pay for this. Actually, they have to. That's one of the caveats of how it works. So with a 3% credit from the seller, your interest rate is bought down by 2% in the first year and 1% in the second year. So if interest rates are 6.5%, that means in year one, you'd be at 4.5%. And then in year two, you'd be at 1%. Then if you choose to do nothing at all, the interest rate will go back to where it is at 6.5%. But rates are expected to decrease. And chances are very good that even by the end of year one, you'd be able to refinance into a 30-year fixed rate mortgage at a rate that's comfortable to you. So who is this a good option for? This is a good option for buyers who are using conventional mortgages and who are able to purchase without a seller credit. Because the amount of the seller credit is limited to 3%, you can't both get 3% to cover your closing costs and 3% to buy down the rate. It's either or. So for buyers that have at least a 3% down payment and 3% to cover closing costs, so that's about 6% of the sales price, you would be in good shape to consider using this program. If you have any questions or if you're interested in learning more, just reply to this email or feel free to reach out.